It's Josh, Roam Real Eat. It's a football Sunday. Bears are playing the Cowboys right now, and can both teams lose? Is that a possibility? It's kind of like USC playing Michigan. Like, is there any opportunity that both teams take an L? I wish that was the case, but unfortunately it's not sometimes. Today we got a bourbon review. Today we are reviewing the Members Mark, which is the Sam's Club brand, and their new Bottled in Bond. So a little bit excited about this review, and selfishly, the biggest part is I believe I'm the first person on YouTube to review this bottle. So there are many people who have reviewed the Members Mark bourbon, the regular bottle. That's no secret. But this is the Bottled in Bond version. If you're looking for a bonded whiskey, it's under $19 right now. It's actually a penny cheaper than the regular bottle. I'm sure that's because it's new and they just started carrying it. I'm sure it's going to be a couple bucks more expensive after the newness wears off than the regular. But if you're looking for a bonded bourbon, like I said, it's right now it's $18 and change, just a couple cents under $19. You're not going to find a bottled bourbon that's in that price range that's bottled in bond. One thing I do want to point out is if you read the label, it is distilled and aged by Barton 1792 Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. So take that for what it's worth. I'm not saying that Members Mark makes their own bourbon. They don't. What I do want to point out is that the bottle says distilled and aged by the Barton 1792 Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. That also happens to be where 1792 is distilled and aged. So take that for what it's worth. So those who don't know, a bonded bourbon has to be at least 4 years old, and it has to be at least 100 proof. So you know you're getting some form of quality in a bonded bourbon. Smells very good. Vanilla, almost like a cherry or an apple. I get a fruity note and a vanilla note on the nose. That's really good for, I don't know that I've ever had a bottle of bourbon under $23 or $22 that was worth drinking on the rocks. And as always, if you like the review, if you like what I'm doing, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you have questions, if there's something you want to comment on, if I've said something that is not true and not correct, feel free to comment below and let me know what I can do to review in the future that you guys want to see. If there's any way that you feel I can make the channel better, by all means, leave your criticism. I'm open to it. Neat. You know it's 100 proof when you drink it neat. And chilled, man, it almost tastes like, almost feels, if you have the ability to sense proof, it feels like it went down 10 proof just by putting it over ice. If you're new to bourbon and you want something with a little less heat, consider drinking it on the rocks. Sometimes it can definitely help out with the punch that comes from bourbon. All right, so the next thing is we are going to make an old fashioned. And here we go. 2 ounces of bourbon, 1/2 a tablespoon Smoke Show old fashioned mix. Add some ice. Stir this around. And most of you know I usually have a nice whiskey cube in my glass, but I was lazy yesterday and I didn't fill up the molds, so I'm using regular ice, which that's the worst thing that happens on a Sunday when I'm drinking bourbon. Like what do you have to complain about, right? I feel at that point you're just a miserable person, and there's no sense in being miserable. Since it's Sunday, we're going to church it up a little bit. And we are going to put some orange oil on the rim of the glass. Really helps with the flavor. And we are going to garnish appropriately. That is the proper way to garnish an old fashioned, with the cherry and the orange peel. And that is a textbook old fashioned. 2 ounces of bourbon. If you're not using pre-mixed, then it's simple sugar and a couple dashes of bitters. If you are using something like the Smoke Show Old Fashioned Premix, it's a half a teaspoon per 2 ounces of bourbon. Man, that is delicious. That is an example of a fine old fashioned. So if you're new to bourbon, I know I keep saying that, but there's different things that make enjoying bourbon unique and different. Or if you have a friend or a loved one that you're trying to get into bourbon, or somebody that said, hey, I'd like to get into bourbon, I just haven't tasted anything I like, it's this, it's that. If they like a more fruity drink, then make them an old fashioned. Again, understand, this is a sub $19 bottle of bourbon. Okay? I've paid more than double that for bonded bourbons. I don't know a bonded bourbon out there that I can think of that's under $40 a bottle. Now, I'm going to take the price out of the equation and just grade it 0 to 10 based on the drink itself. Now, it was okay, neat, and it was even better on the rocks. But the old fashioned is outstanding. So I'm going to take that into consideration. And I'm looking at somewhere between a 7.2 and a 7.3. It's outstanding. There's nothing wrong with it. It's delicious. It's got flavor. It's good on the nose. It's got value. Anybody that wants to tear this apart, I would love for them to do a blind taste test with like a Four Roses small batch select or a McKenna 10-year bonded, and do a blind taste test on which one they like better. Members Mark, Kentucky bourbon, bottled in bond. Right now, less than $19 at your local Sam's Club. Mind you, you do not have to have a Sam's Club membership to buy their alcohol. Sam's Club will sell you their alcohol in their liquor store, and they will sell you their beer and wine inside without a Sam's Club membership. So keep that in mind. Outstanding bottle, 7.2 to 7.3. Drink responsibly. Cheers. Like and subscribe.